Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode. Today what I did was pretty much theorycraft at work, and I was able to find a new build that allows me to utilize fastest hit recovery, which honestly I thought this was just retarded helm to keep. It was just because it was such a high roll I kept it like out of just, you know, I felt bad for myself, like I found really high stats on an item that I'd just never be able to use. But lo and behold, something came about it. So the new build brings me up like this. Basically, the gist of it is I get about 20-30 more armor, which is maybe nice. I don't know yet. Have to see. I drop my resist from 85 to 67. This will cut a little bit, I'm guessing. A little bit less mana because I don't have the Stone of the Dark Sea. But I maintain level 32 spell levels, which I think is one higher than I had yesterday. So I'll just briefly go over here. A big component of this was a perfect roll for this amulet, 25 magic, along with this 15, the 15 from the Folly, and the new implemented Joker's Grin gives it 20, so that's just enough to wear the beak. This is kind of the loose slot, so if I did have, say, a Sacred Bangle of Witchcraft, which is insanely rare, or a Sacred Helm of Harmony, this could be, well, could very well be 85% resist all. But because my drops are lacking, it is what it is, and I honestly want to give fastest hit recovery a try and just see how it is. And I guess the other point that brought me to was when I was theory crafting these builds, there's this huge roadblock, and the roadblock kind of stems from, probably two things. First off, I like using wands of mana, so that leaves me with the Joker's Beak, or just simply put, a wand of mana. So I can't use all these goodies right here. But also, if I did want to use some of these Rod of the Blood Shamans, which honestly some of them are pretty interesting. I think Void Rod comes closest to what I would actually use if it was one-handed, but they really can't compete. And what I mean by that is that when you have staffs like this that are one-handed, you see here it's actually fairly balanced, even though it is like the best staff in my opinion. Unless you're going for like pure DPS, you really can't compete with it. You look at it, you're like, okay, well it has 9 spell levels, so that's 3 stats. But the negative 70 magic is negative 3 stats. Okay, then the mana is plus up to 220, so we'll say it's about 1 stat. And then it's a one-handed staff, and it has mana charges. So you're like, well that seems pretty balanced, about 2. But having one-handed staff gives you all these benefits. So instead of just having, one more stat of one-handed, it's actually plus 2. And I'm just using the Joker's Folly because it's the most available to me. I don't have Acclamire and I don't have Vincent's Desire. But here, this item is honestly pretty good. There aren't a lot of Mage Shields, so it kind of has a little bit of a niche by itself. It's the highest AC that you can get. So something to take into consideration there is, well, Rod of Blood Shamans have a base armor class, and this was kind of made so that it could get around the idea of, okay, I lose not only 2 stats from not using a shield, but I also lose the AC from not having a shield on. So that'd be, quite substantial. But the AC is actually pretty balanced. I think it's like 11 to 15 per Rod of Blood Shaman. So it's pretty good there. But yeah, let's just say that your shield is 2 stats. That's, 2 stats that you can't get. And also it artificially buffs a lot of these one-handed wands. So like Wand of the Desire the Mad is, when you look at it, you're like, okay, that has 2, maybe 4, okay, minus 1. So 3, it is pretty good. It's 3 staffs, but it doesn't have any charges. So, me, I won't use it. But if you're someone who likes high DPS, which a lot of people in the forum do tend to like, this is terrific because not only does it have about 4 stats, just from, its positive effects, then it's got like -1 with the mana, maybe half a stat, because mana can go up to 175 on with the dragon prefix. But anyway, it's about, 3 stats. You're like, wow, that's pretty good. But then you look at one-handed staff, And it's like, well, instead of just having like 2.5, 3 stats, now it has 5 stats because you can also wear this with it. And it's like, that's insane. Now, I don't know if armor class matters on this. Let me just see. Okay. Yeah. And the armor class also stays, which is pretty insane because not only do you have these two-handed variants, which don't have the AC bonus, you've got, you know, rods like this that kind of ruin it because not only do they get the AC bonus that these two-handed rods have, but they're also one-handed, so they get the 2 stats from the shield. So really, it ends up fucking over these combinations so much. And I've tried, I think, every quest in the game, and I tried to make one using a different rod every time that I had. And honestly, it's just night and day between Joker's Beak and these ones. Now, mind you, I had to use wands with mana charges just because of the way I play. So I didn't really get to touch on Sanctus Inferno. But Sanctus Inferno is probably the one outlier here. It does have probably about 4 solid stats in there. You got 4 stats from magic, about 1.66 from spells, and DFE is kind of an outlier. You don't really know what DFE is worth on a staff necessarily. I'd say about plus 10 or minus 10 DFE is one stat though. Light radius is a little bit iffy, and then like negative 1.2 stats from strength. So honestly, this staff is really high statted, kind of like what a staff you would imagine would be. It can have up to 4 stats on it because it can't have the shield. But then something like this, which is just a wand, it's not even a Rod of the Blood Shaman, starts to look really attractive because, you know, when you look at it, you're like, okay, it can go up to 20 magic, so that's about 3 stats, and then it's got like negative, it's about like 1.5 stats. Like, I think it's 1.5 stats. What do I have written here? And then, even though it's not an end game item, it's just so much better because it is one-handed. Mind you, it doesn't have charges again, but if you don't use charges, then it's just, you know, how could you resist using this over something like the Void Rod? It's just, there's no way you're going to pull as many stats between these two items. But certain ones, they are kind of different, and there's certain rods that would not benefit from being two-handed, and this is probably one of them that I feel is in that case, just because when this gives you negative 133 dexterity, you can't even equip any items until you're at 0 dexterity. So the mage has 90 to begin with, and you've got to come up with, you know, depending on how good your roll was on this item, about 50 dexterity. So that's about 2 stats that you have to waste just so that you can start to wear items again, any items at all. And then on top of that, shields, even a wooden shield, which is the first shield you can wear in the game, has 5 dexterity requirement. So you may not even be able to wear anything but a wood shield with this on. So this is one of those weird ones where, you know, if it was, if Rod of Blood Shamans were to remain two-handed, you could honestly see why, because it's like, well, I'm not going to wear a shield anyway, and all shields require dexterity, so basically I'm fucked. Anyway. So in the future, if things did change, it's really hard to tell too, because a lot of these new ones that have come out, they do fill niche voids. They have mana charges, which I think is a good step, and they don't really stat the mana charges as a cost either. So on all of these like staffs, the mana charges don't really cost anything. But if you just had a regular wand of mana, well, one of those, the suffix is mana. So all you can really have with it is like one other prefix at the start. And there's not a lot of good prefixes in blue wands. But that's kind of unavoidable because you can't change blue items in this mod without giving anyone conniptions. So yeah, I just, if you are maybe picking up Mage as a class and you're deciding, you know, what you're gonna settle into late game, I would implore you to kind of try out the DPS builds, just because you may not have charges, but if you have so much damage and you don't get used to using mana charges like I do, I feel like you've got so many stats to work with between these one-handed staff variants compared to these two-handed staffs, and it's just I think that's probably gonna separate game styles a lot, just because of like the crazy difference you can get between those two stats. But as to why this is the case, a long time ago, Mordor went on a big, huge spree to like try and refix like 900 uniques. So naturally, it's like some got pushed to the side, and then it became more of like, okay, I kind of like got ground base, like fixed the major ones. I think he fixed like a lot of the gladiator uniques that were busted, and then he had to kind of go back and say, okay, now that everything's kind of level, that it's good for a while. And you know, honestly, I don't blame him because, well, that would suck ass to fucking have to change uniques every day for like, you know, I don't know how long it would take like probably months. I guess we'll do a new game. So then you got to think, okay, well, those Rod of Blood Shamans, they came into the game later. They were not around from a very long time ago. So maybe I'll do Church. Try and find Oculomire. It's probably easier to survive too while I'm trying to talk about this. Pretty bad at talking and playing. Another thing is, you know, Mage is kind of it was in that flux state for a really long time. So it kind of made you think like, okay, well, you can't go and balance the entire Mage class, like the Novas and everything like that, and then on top of that, go to all the items and change them. You know, it's a lot easier to balance things when you take it in small strides. So I think honestly, this is why Mordor is careful to not really. Oh shit. So Mordor's been careful to not, you know, overreact. Kind of like when he balanced the monk class, he didn't want to just change like not only the damage but also the. What else did he change? There was something he was going to do. Oh yeah, he made them tankier in combat, but he was also going to increase their damage. So he held off on the damage, and it's honestly, people don't play a lot of Monk, so it's hard to tell right now. But I'm sure if people still play Monk and they get back to him and they say, you know what, it's not working out. You know, Monk is still not quite the power level that you know, I think belongs on the mod, and he gets a lot of people saying that. Then you know he may adjust it further. But I think in that sense, that's kind of why this scenario might exist for wands and staffs. Just because, you know, after the Nova glitch, you kind of got to reestablish the player base, and you've got to say, okay, well, how many players are just upset that, you know, they don't have holy bolts that can one-shot enemies, like their fireballs, or they don't have, you know, their Novas with like an infinite cooldown. You've got to kind of get people who play the new way and aren't just, you know, always, you know, feeling the loss of like, you know, what their character used to be and all that stuff. But now that Illyria's making... Ooh, Staff Hydra. Now you've got people like Illyria making Mage playthroughs, and Kyrios Windstone. You know, he kind of... he was playing Mage with me online there for a short while, and... I don't like this corner. And, you know, he kind of came to the same, like, realization. But, to be fair, Kyrios, he was very much in love with the Nova way. he really liked his damage, but well, the damage that exists for Fireball and Lightning Ball really just can't be the same as Holy Bolt. Well, I mean, I guess it could, but um, I would say that it would probably make Mage a little bit on the busted side, which, you know, having an overpowered class like that in normal Diablo, I'm sure a lot of people are tired of it and don't want to have that. But even then, with those complaints, Holy Bolt was adjusted, the damage was scaled, and it wasn't crazy, which is, you know, in my opinion, that's good. But it was pretty big difference. Like, I think the maximum damage on my Holy Bolt went up like 300 damage, and I don't even have a crazy spell level build. So, like, if you're a single player mage, you could probably one-shot things in the crypt. That's what I'm guessing, or pretty close. But yeah, if you do play a mage, maybe post what you find when you're doing it, and just see, like, you know, eh, those endgame uniques, they're they're not really any good. I guess I got all the uniques here. Or, you know, like I have used all wands because, you know, really there's only a couple options. Anyway, that's my huge rant, and that's just one perspective. But you know, I'm gonna be pretty interested to see what Illyria has to say. He's played a lot of other classes, and he never grew up on the mage the way that mage used to be, which is to have like crazy powered novas and all that jazz. So I mean, it's kind of like Sir Doomforge when he was playing through on his paladin. Well, honestly, I took his opinion a little bit more seriously because he was the one, you know, he just started making a paladin. He didn't have like, you know, crazy busted items from when I made a paladin. Things obviously got balanced in that time. So there wasn't really, he didn't have like the same type of hatred towards his class being underpowered now, or, you know, something like that that like older players may have had. So pretty interested to hear what that's going to be like. Ooh, that is fucking dope. That is like one DFE from being absolutely perfect. Mind you, you can't really use this on a mage. I don't know where you'd get 10 strength unless you're going to use like a Zealous Band or a Belial's Word, which I guess could happen. I shouldn't say never. I mean, I just used it like not long ago, one episode ago. Yeah. Well, it's right now it's a little difficult to tell with the fastest hit recovery. Um, you're just not sure if like my AC is covering for me, or if it's the other way around, and you know it's not really doing anything. It only helps against like one enemy hitting me at a time. I don't have identify oils. That's a shame. Okay, well, it doesn't look like the fastest hit recovery really helped me in that situation. Or maybe it did. It's so hard to tell. It's just such a high, I don't know what you'd call it, a high chance that a mage is going to get hit, that it's like, just not sure. shield. Holy jewelry. It's like 3 bosses in a row. But on the topic of wands and stuff, well, I'm not really sure which one I would prefer. On one hand, if they were two-handed, but they were buffed so that they had, you know, similar power level to their counterparts with the shield, you could see a lot of build variety there because, just say for instance, well, this one's a little broken, so I can't use this as an example, but 3 spell levels is 1 affix. So if you just had, you know, 4 affixes worth of spells, that would be 12 spell levels on a staff. And that's just it. That's no negatives. You just have 12 spell levels on your staff. And that's pretty good. I mean, that's hard to beat 12 spell levels. And not to mention, you also have like you could have more negatives on that point. So you could have even like 16 spell level, like something really high, higher than anything we've ever seen before, because it's on a two-handed weapon. And then you'd have like some, you know, penalty. On the other side, I don't like that uh, every Rod of the Blood Shaman that has to be viable right now has to use one of its stats as one-handed staff. So if it was one-handed, then that would be one more unique property you could add to each unique item. Because currently there's only ever allowed 5 stats on an item. Because one of the 6 stats that it could have is its graphic. So I think there's one staff in the game that has 6 stats on it. There's only ever been one item I think I could find that had 6 stats on it for a unique. But that's only one. So I would like to see that removed so that you could have more stats. And that may just be in the form of micromanaging. So instead of having like one huge penalty to magic on the Joker's beak, you know, you could split it up between say like +5, like 8 DFE, and then like, you know, -50 magic. It'd be a little bit more manageable for some people. You can kind of strike a middle ground a lot easier than if you have to pile up all your negatives onto onto like 5 affixes. So, and another thing to think of is mana charges. Not the whole. No, I don't know if like every player likes them as much. Illyria with his playthrough doesn't seem to be using them. He's contemplating, kind of going back and forth on the pros and the cons of it. But wow. another thing to think about too is like Mortar probably has a billion changes in mind, but a lot of people play other classes. Oh fuck, my helmet's breaking. Shit, I should have repaired it. So, you know, even though there are like a lot of mage ones that maybe could be tinkered with, you know, if there's a lot of scout ones, you know, the scout should probably take the priority. Damn, that's a new helm too. That's probably why it got wrecked so fast. Wizard mask. Actually, I guess my durability doesn't matter because if there's nothing to find, then I just load the game. But if there is something to find, then either I can suck it up or just do it again. Almost a good one. 28. I forget if I missed something over here. Saber. Oh. Actually. Ah, shit. I fucking froze the boss. Usually the boss has different resistances. So I was like, well, I'll just freeze these other guys and deal with the boss. Field mail, okay. Load the game. I guess make a new game. Yeah, make a new game.
Greetings.
Dang, that's some expensive repairs. Oh, and I found out why all my items, when I go to Theorycraft and stuff, just weren't there. I guess they were in my Thehell 2 stash. And basically what I did was I grabbed a bunch of items and just transferred a character over. Because all my fucking items were in there. I was like, man, I thought I found the Sirius, like, amulet or something. Like, where is it? And all these other items, the Gladiator's Burn amulet. And okay, these were the rings that I didn't need. And with Soul Cage yesterday, I've totally forgot the mana cost is indicative of the character. So if I was on a Gladiator, I think it's negative 25 to negative 30. It's really, really manageable. And especially early on in the game, it is a normal ring that you can find. So, you know, maybe stat points are a big deal in that point of the game. Belial's Word is kind of similar. It can be found from like the Defiler on normal, which is pretty close to when Soul Cage can, but what am I looking for? Stairs, stairs. Oh, no, forgot to save. Shit. Hassle.
Greetings.
Good day. How may I serve you?
Well, the thing with stats too is
This is a place of great power.
I think there may just be like some, I don't even know if it's an issue, but like having charges on a staff take up a slot on a blue item just seems weird. That is a terrible spot for level 22. Oh, that was much better for getting away there. When it's a single target hitting me, that is much easier. Actually, I need to do the Defiler run just for the sake of it. But yeah, one-on-one, that hit recovery was really noticeable. Okay, so here... Oof, is that a minion? That's gonna suck. Oh, cool. They take Stonkers too. So the Hive is, I guess you could say, famous for dumping the entire level on you. So I basically don't want to be using Nova a whole lot if I can help it. I'm actually surprised more enemies have not come. Must just be a lucky layout. But that's one of the reasons I love and hate it. You know, everything could come at you at once, which is pretty annoying in single player, but it's really fun in multiplayer because everything, you know, makes a really epic battle. And if you do die, well, the things that you've killed do stay dead. More of these things? What? Oh, he just summons them. Oh, that is a really cool effect. That's really cool. I always thought it was the Defiler on multiplayer, or single player, but it's actually this guy. That is really fucking cool. And it's almost like you feel it's a glitch because it's not something that's really overdone. Like, I don't see that, I think, on any other boss, but I should have used that on the helm. But yeah, really like to see stuff like that. And... Torchants, that's not cool. Kind of hard to aim here, but gonna try and go for the Torchants if I can. Oh, they're fire. Okay. Here I am kind of cheating a little. Well, I wouldn't say cheating by any means, but I am being a little bit less jumpy. I'm hiding behind the walls. You know, I'm not really trying to stir up the whole level, at least at the beginning. I might once I get closer to the Defiler, but I just want to make some headway in here so that it's actually a normal sized run. Really? I didn't one-shot him? Holy shit. Okay, he was close at least.
I do not have a spell ready.
Not tremendously high fire resistance, but I mean, If you're on a gladiator, maybe you don't need that much. And it's not looking great. Pop. Okay, that's a lot of them, damn. Oh, that's the Defiler. Oh shit. Well, it's probably not gonna happen. Ooh. Relic to Warp got me out of there. Oh shit. Okay, so if we can, would like to pull the Defiler out. Usually he's got a really long range to pull. Just get a little bit of an idea of where the enemies are. Okay. Hopefully I can hold out here against this guy. Alright. I think I went over the wall. What? Amulet. Alright. Not needed, alright. Okay, torch and boss. Ugh. Chargers seem to be a bit of an issue. These guys I think will die reasonably fast. I'll just try and ignore the Helmeets if I can. Dang, that fire damage really hurts with the lowered resistance. Still manageable though, as long as it's not like peppered from 100 of them. Book of Elemental. It's kind of hard to get, but okay, looks like we actually got the Defiler coming here. See if we can line them up. Those stingers are actually a huge issue for me, so I do want to get rid of them. Probably more so than the Defiler. When I warp around in here, I tend to use a whole lot of potions and charges. That guy just didn't give a fuck. Okay, no. Yeah, you know what? I'll probably just power through it. Ooh. Lightning actually does a lot of damage to him. Wow. Alright, not bad.
I cannot carry any more.
So this is probably the Wizard's Mask that looks like a Tiki Helm and has like negative 150 mana. I didn't really ever want to find it. I honestly thought it was kind of shit, but well, it's always good to have things in your collection, I suppose. Never know if they'll get changed or whatever. Ooh, Underworld Curse, cool. Alright, Galleon, that's what it's called. But honestly, if you're a mage coming through Purgatory, or even like, I don't know if it drops normal or not, but that would be a really solid defensive option. I don't know how much mana you have at that point, so I can't quite say if it's like terrific, but it seems like it's pretty good. Oh, excuse me. But when you look at the stats, it's kind of hard to say. Like, I think resistances maybe goes up to 30. So it's like maybe one. Spell level is increased by one. That's half. Negative DFE, maybe that goes to 25. So, okay. Yes, meh. I'm not sure what mine are. I'll have to just keep it and see. And Hell Diamonds are a great way to make money. Alright. Guess we're good to go.
Cannot get there from here.
But even if the staff thing doesn't change in the Hell 1, and the Hell 2, I feel like it should. You know, the things are in place to make blue stats actually, you know, reasonable there. You know what? Make a new game because that one's, yeah, it's pretty shit. It's gonna be hard to battle through all those enemies to get to the next level. I really gotta do something about this helm. It just needs to be repaired constantly. It's actually pretty expensive too, dang. Let's see if I have any Oils of Fortitude, as they call them. I can put this emerald ring back.
Good day. How may I serve you?
Galleon. It's not an other. Potions? Other? Alright. Do I seriously not have any? Oh, here they are. They're all at the bottom. But yeah, as you can see from my stash, magic elixirs and dexterity elixirs, I seem to have a lot of. I don't know if it's just like dumb luck, but I seem to find a lot of them. And I guess I made my mage a long time ago, so like proportionally, you don't need as many elixirs of magic as you do as elixirs of strength and vitality, because two characters have like over 200 strength, whereas like only one character has 250 magic. The next closest one is like 150, so. And everyone needs vitality, so that's my reasoning to why vitality is so scarce. In my opinion, at least. It may just be dumb luck. Alright, maybe this will be enough. It is kind of wasteful to use fortitudes on this. But I rarely switch items, so I don't think it'll be a big deal. I still have lots to get. I think on my assassin, I didn't even put them in my stash. I just like finished the level and I was like, that's it. All right, I'm just not playing assassin anymore. Soul cage.
How may I serve
Should
you?
deposit that soul cage. Underworld curse. I'll do that. That's pretty good. 50 durability. That's about what my Palantir was at, I think. Oh, that's much better. But my mage is right. This is a place. I'm just... maybe I should have. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should. I'm gonna check. Oh yeah, there's death minions. I think these guys are lightning. Nope, they're fire. Alright, that's where the boss is. Oh yeah, I need mana shield. Ha! Oh, I also need hotkeys. Damn. Damn it. Oof, that's a lot of them. Shit. I'm way too slow on my golems. Man, like, how do they get here so fast? I really gotta fucking hurry up here. My walls are not gonna last forever. Stone curse doesn't work on them. Shit. Still more of these fucking guys? Are you serious? Get out of here. I should have just went down the stairs. Alright, so we got pretty much shit. Alright, well, now we should have a little bit more room here. Oh, there is no corner there, shit. Oh my god, there's so many of them. This is so fucking bullshit. Damn it. Such a haggle. Doo-doo-doo. I thought I could be really fancy and teleport just over him as he hit the wall, but that's not happening. Alright, this is pretty good. At least I got the main boss over there. Hopefully I don't pull the other ones. Really try and get that guy down. Alright, good. Been pretty lucky here. Every time there's been a couple outlier enemies, Well, it's been mostly easy to just get rid of them. Stop veering way off. Fuck. God damn it. Really don't want to mess this spot up, man. Took a long time to chisel away those enemies. Seems like it's fairly safe. I gotta say, faster hit recovery is a little premature. Like, I feel like it's gonna take me a solid, like, 10 to 20 games of Uber Diablo before I get a real feel for what it's like to have. It feels more responsive, even though, like, you know, I'm still dying probably about the same amount. It does feel a little bit more responsive when, like, you get hit and you're like, oh, is there actually the option to move here? Whereas before it was kind of just like rolling my eyes, like just spamming the potion as I tried to walk into a corner, because it's faster to walk than it is to teleport. But with this, it kind of feels like I have more opportunities to get that extra second, because instead of using it all to recover, I have, you know, those extra frames to try and cast instead of just walk away. Alright, what did you drop, you? Ooh, sorcerer plate. That wasn't him, though. Tis no good. Alright. You know what? Yeah, okay. I want to check my helm more often now. Whoa, shit. Oh my god, I got out of that. What? Get fucked, how? Oh shit. I spoke way too soon. Okay, we'll put a far one. It should allow them to come just past me. Fuck this. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I felt really fast there. I mean, just casting my teleport better also makes you feel like you just don't get hit, but... Okay, that was 2 enemies and I still couldn't get away, so I don't know really. I guess just casting teleport faster makes more sense. I'm just not dealing with those fucking knights right now. Okay, I think that's the majority of them. I don't know what I want to do here once my golem pops. No. Oh, but when I walk away, that felt pretty clean. I'm gonna try and keep in mind that I should be walking away the same as before and not try and cast in sticky situations. Yeah, that feels pretty smooth. You know, this might be a new favorite affix. Alright. Well, there's no complications there, so maybe maybe faster hit recovery helped that. But one of the reasons I kind of just thought fastest hit recovery was never in the books for me was, you know, one day he may change that, and that could be a good helm. Part of me wants to keep it, but no, I'd have such a fucking massive stash if that was the case. But yeah, basically I thought my utility stat was basically always going to be infravision, because it allows you to pretty much do this, warp right on top of things across the wall, and it secures you a lot of damage and saves my ass a lot. But now that I kind of did this build and it's got a little bit of everything, hey, that is not a staff, that is a visual glitch. Well, I'm really starting to like it. Ah. Let's see where the bosses are now. Blood Specters, are they the right level? Unfortunately not. Huh. Oh well. Magnat, don't need him. Actually, are there any enemies here that I even need to kill? None of them are... Yeah, I don't think any of them are Q level 62. I do want to try this boss though. If I can get up there and hopefully without too much hassle, then I'd like to try and see how faster hit recovery might help that. it's gonna take quite a while to get over here, I guess. Oh shit. I should have saved the game. Fuck, there's a pretty good mix there of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna just see if I can sneak one of those in there. Hopefully she'll die. It's really hard to get rid of the other ones though. I think that's the charging knight, so I should watch out. But he takes fire damage, so. Unique Claymore. Alright, not for me. Okay, well that was a lot easier with faster hit recovery, so I'm pretty happy. I'm really glad I found that build, but I don't know if I'll be able to keep it forever. And I don't really know if there's too many improvements to make, if that is the case. Let's see, do I need to repair? Not really.
The smell of death surrounds me.
Oh, there he is.
The sanctity of this place has been fouled.
Okay, the AC I feel like I'm really noticing here. Shit. Oh, he's still in there. He's just in the other corner. Sneaky guy. Sorcerer plate, nice. Not a nice sorcerer plate.
Cast that.
Gotta get the hydras up in a place that'll actually hit that boss. Can't see what was dropped with all these enemies in the way. Oh, it went over the wall, I think. Fuck out my way, ho.
I do not have a spell ready.
That is a pretty high roll, but, well, mana cost, it really isn't a useful stat in any other character. I don't think I should save it. Okay. I think that was all the enemies. Well, all the bosses at least. Alright. Maybe I'll do another Defiler run. Benzin Desire does seem pretty good. Oculomire,
Place of great
I
power.
just couldn't really make anything work. And the thing with Oculomire is I think it has a high range when you find it. So it could be, whoops. Negative 41 to negative 60 magic. And a lot of my theory crafting is like, well, if I found a perfect one, and you know, if I had a perfect this, then you know, maybe my build could be fucking dope. But I mean, if I just got an Oculomire and it was like negative 60 magic, it's like that would make me wear a whole other item on top of, you know, what I was thinking. So, I guess I'm not as excited to find Oculomire, but I do like varying up the builds a little bit. Or, ooh, unique power shield, wow.
I cannot cast that.
Oh shit. Where can I go that doesn't? It is one of the benefits of like most set items, I feel, is the stats on them are made to work with each other. So you don't need to go crazy. Like you don't have to find like the perfect of the perfect. Usually it's just kind of like the resistances are different. Nothing that like actually can't make the set work. Which I mean, that's the way it should be. A long time ago, I think the Joker set, you couldn't use it unless you had like a perfect Joker's beak. Blink Demon. Nope. Gotta find that Shadow Clan boss, but just don't know where he is. No, that's not it. Trying to see where the Shadow Clan boss. Oh, is this it? Yep, that's it. Perfect. Right over the wall. Okay, very good. They only take physical. Okay, that's kind of a shame. I'll put my golem way off on the side, so hopefully he kind of acts as my little funnel. But usually he just gets knocked back and it's really annoying. Should really try and deal with these hiddens if I can. That's not a good corner. Okay. I'm just gonna Stone Curse as many as I can. Hopefully that'll help. Okay, now hopefully the other ones won't notice me. This should give me some time to just look over what other enemies there are here. I guess I could see if he's fire resistant. Just usually he's not. Usually if they're all physical immune, I mean they take physical damage, then the boss does too. Not always, but that's typically what I see. Make a nice little block there. Fuck, more hiddens. Ooh, collar. There we go. That's fucking sick. That kind of sucks because I only have about 10 seconds of this until they undo themselves. But, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, no! I'm stone cursing the boss too, that's no good. That's a pretty good chunk. Just so I don't get any more interruptions, I'm gonna fire at the wall. So hopefully it doesn't ricochet. An amulet. Well, if it's Q level 63, yeah, Coverbs. Probably the one I don't want. This one's it's pretty interesting. A lot of the paladin shields are typically a little overstated because well, it's hard to compete with like gladiators and their high damage, high leech potential. But this is actually a neutral. It's kind of balanced. I'd say it's easier to get strength than it is dexterity, but I guess it's about the same. It just seems like strength is tacked onto a lot of uniques nilly-frilly, but like dexterity, it also gives chance to hit on those classes, so a lot of people, a lot of items don't really give dexterity. Death minion. Okay, we got 2. Fuck. I think they take magic, right? Well, maybe it'd just be easier if I went the normal way. Fuck. I gotta see where those archers are if I can. My golem's in the way. Alright. This is such a shitty spot to be in. Whole fucking level's after me.
I cannot get there from here.
Ugh, such a hassle. It's like you need space, but to make space you have to like go all these places you haven't been yet. Well, at least in a safe manner. Shit. Wrong button. Alright, so hopefully we can get some just lightning resistant monsters here. Just gonna take him blind shots here. It's not professional, but kind of in a desperate spot. I can't see anything. Alright, I think we're getting somewhat safe here. Okay, to round them all up. Oh, what? Okay. Where'd they all go? Could have swore there was a lot more. Okay, that's kind of shitty. I'm gonna have my golem hopefully tank a lot of them. Or I could just stone curse them, I guess. I don't really like stone cursing though because it just kind of delays the problem that's definitely there. Oh shit. Oh cool, I killed someone off screen. Alright, really surprised that shaped up. That looked like a pretty hopeless situation at the start. And I'm a little paranoid, so I'm going to try and push him into the wall instead of out in the open. Heavy steak. I think that's the moon. No, Nash's. I have found it before, but it's not really for me. Quizzers, that's a pretty low roll. But I'm not even sure if this is, like, used by anyone. Like, on paper, it makes a lot of sense, because you look at it, and I think it's more than 2 stats. But it's just kind of all over the place, and mana's not really something that, you know, melee characters just kind of, oh shit, I got a lot of mana, like, this build is OP. So, it just kind of sits in limbo. It's good, though, to be in the game. It looks like it's definitely good if you're starting, oh, Elixir Vitality. If you're doing quests at the start of the game. Actually, someone mentioned in my video that I just casually ignored a strength elixir the other day. I'll assure you, yeah, I just totally didn't see it. Like, I would have picked it up, but I'm pretty sure I didn't see it. Mine just gets enough fuzz where you're looking for one specific thing, I guess. Blocks everything else out. Okay, I think that's it for this level. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Oh shit. Okay, well, let's be a little bit more incognito. Sneaky, sneaky. Alright, what do we got for 24? No. 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 This is so shitty. Okay, well, we only have to kill the advocate boss, if that makes us feel any better. Alright, well, we got a corner. That is nice, a corner. Let's try and find the advocate boss, though. Okay, there's one. It's fucking disgusting. That fucking damage. Okay, well, the top right doesn't look like it has any enemies, which is good, because I really don't feel like going all the way up there. You know what, that was a dumb idea. Okay, so maybe a dumb idea. Probably oh shit. Probably a better idea if I try and Holy Nova these bone guys out. Alright, that seems to be outside the radius. Oh, fuck. I was right on him too, and it just didn't kill him. Fuck. Okay, taking some blind shots. Two 2 Novas? Get the fuck out of here, man. Guy's made out of metal, not bone. Holy fuck. Okay, looks like Golem still has a little bit of time. I also gotta worry about not having the same resist as I used to. Oof. That's a lot of damage. Just wait a moment. Alright, that should make a lot of the mages come up a little bit. Fuck yo shit, mage boss. Rod of the Blood Shaman. My Hydras must have got him while I wasn't looking. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Man, I really wish I would have got to save. Fuck it. I like to hit the ones that are on a flat angle to me. Like, I would want to hit this one, but I'd want to hit the middle one. Just because if they bounce off to the side, they're more likely to ignore the golem and just come straight at you. Which is a pain in the ass. Well, the guy just fucking two-shot my golem. What? Alright. Actually, despite having Death Knights, it really wasn't that shitty of a start. Is there still more? Like, what's going on here? You know what? It's probably one over the wall or something. God damn it. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to perpetually be in battle for a long time here. So right on the corner, yeah. So one option is to just kind of explore until I find the bosses I want to find, see if there's another advocate one, or I could kill Diablo, but then I pretty much have to end the game because, well, I don't want to have to redo Diablo if I die. So. Fuck. God, fucking hate those bone wings. Oh, all right. Oof, Berserker. Oh, and boss, not cool. No. Okay, at least these ones don't fire off missiles like crazy, but ugh. Okay, got rid of the firer, I think. The one who fires the missiles. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't really know what the name of this glitch is, but it happens enough to where I feel it should have like an official name. Okay, Diablo, I mean, fuck. That boss is still not dead, so I'm gonna probably have to go all the way back to the backside to get to him, whoever it is. Oh shit. Alright, well, it's beginning to take a really long time to get to these enemies, and only one of them was Q level 62, I think, and that was the Advocate, so I'm just gonna go for Diablo here. I just pray to God that I don't get wiped while doing it. Okay, looks like we only got the one left, so I'll go for the kill. Bam! Rod of the Blood Shaman. Okay, so theoretically I should be like, I think that's the second one I found. Another 7 more and I should find that Joker's Beak. I think I have a better version of this in my stash. And 60 magic resist really isn't that high. Oh. Oh no, yeah, that's strength. Okay. Oh, Belial's Word. No way. Cool. I don't think it's possible to find one that's better than the one I have. I think the only way is like, I think it was +8 DFE. That's the only difference, but I had traded for mine. Well, actually what happened was I had a +25 one. I'm not sure about the resistances on it, but then I either lost it or like the uniques changed and like all the stats got messed up. That's a shit. And basically I wanted another one because, well, 25 to all attributes is pretty crazy. And well, someone on Tungle was able to trade me for it, so. Alright, got an elixir vitality out of it, so not a total loss. I'll wrap it up here though. I'll catch you guys on the next episode.